No doubt in that. And that's basically the reason why BMG banned him in the first game. But here again, game number 2, it's a little bit more leeway perhaps for BMG to be like, okay, we're at least up a game now. We'll give you a comfort hero here and kind of see how it works out in the end. But we'll see indeed what happens here in terms of what you got, what he ends up, or how he's able to perform in the War Beast, because now he's got a chance to play it and show what he's got. But anyways, as far as the bans go, you look at the overall lineup. They got Magnus, Bubbles, and Warbeast, so clearly they still need a support. I was going to say, Riftwalker, they show that they can definitely make some plays with him. Now, at the same time, this will not be a farming Riftwalker, kind of like it was in that Game 1 when it was played by Willowkeeper against BMG. So just to clarify that, obviously, yes, we did see earlier today, BMG against Willowkeeper. Willowkeeper used Riftwalker kind of like a jungle almost. He pulled the creep wave initially as a secondary support, and he farmed with that. He ended up getting some really good levels and ended up being quite the dominating force. It looks like this is going to be more of a support Riftwalker here coming out, just a main support, that is, for The Last of Us. So I was actually, I apologize. I was almost thinking that this was Willowkeeper here on the Legion side, but obviously it is absolutely not. So they did not play it earlier. But anyways, the point being, we have seen the potential of this hero. So I'm kind of curious how that works out for them. But I was going to say, you also look at the bans there from BMG. Engineer, Torturer, and Pyromancer coming out with the bans. Again, they knew that they needed at least one of those supports still. They pick up Empath themselves. They ban out those other 3. So, you still got some options left open, such as the Riftwalker or the Lunas there on the board and whatnot. But they go. But I guess it doesn't need to be a support Riftwalker. Yeah, it probably is, though. I mean, I was going to say maybe it could be more of like a middle Riftwalker here. And they got the Magnus and then maybe a babysit for him at the top, or the short lane in this case. But, yeah, probably more of the support Riftwalker. I mean, as far as AoE synergy goes, they most certainly got that with the lineup here between her, Magnus, and Bubbles. Very curious how this final pick comes out. I mean, this is going to give us a lot of... Obviously, if it's a support, if it is something like that, a Luna, then maybe then it definitely will be a support Riftwalker, but probably going to be more of that solo hero in the end, I would think. As okay, they go Corrupt the Disciple. Yeah, I mean, that still makes sense. They got Magnus here as far as dual lane mid if they want to, Magnus Riftwalker, and then Corrupted short lane if they're comfortable with that. So they do get more of that carry hero in the end to kind of go along with the War Beast here, and as far as his potential is concerned, as far as the carry goes. So you see BMG over there, they're actually right-clicking the Corrupted Disciple. I didn't pick up on if that was before or after that pick happened, but probably before, that would mean. They end up going Behemoth in the end. Interesting. We don't see a whole lot of Behemoth from BMG to be had, but they do go Behemoth in the end. And again, you look at what they're running here. They get the Chipper picked up. Wasn't even looking at their lineup, so focused on the Legion side. But yeah, overall, Behemoth, Hag, Chipper, Empath, and Drunken Master. Are we going to see some kind of... It's not going to be a farming Behemoth necessarily. It's being played by Hanskin here. We're probably going to be seeing some kind of a tri-lane setup possibly. With Fuzi's actually playing Chipper. That's interesting too. Usually maybe it's Jonas a fan, but Fuzi's going to be the one to play Chipper right here. And again, Limp playing that Drunken Master. So very curious how BMG goes about the lanes. They definitely have... It's shaping up like it could very likely be a tri-lane setup here with something like the Behemoth, Drunken, and Empath. And then you got Hag and Chipper for solos, but maybe they're also banking on or waiting to determine how we're going to see the lane set up from The Last of Us. But yeah, that's going to be intriguing here to see, to say the least. So it is going to be, again, that main support Riftwalker, though. So just to get that out of the way, I don't expect to see this Riftwalker dominate like he did in that Game 1 with the Willowkeeper. Again, the biggest reason was because he got an early start as far as levels and a decent amount of farm, and he was able to progress from there. Now, as a support, as a main support Riftwalker, I mean, this hero definitely still has... He showed that his damage output is solid. The AoE that he brings, the Cascade Advance, a good tool to use for his team, and the Rift Burn definitely is a good damage assister throughout the game. And, of course, the Wormhole, an excellent ability to be able to initiate with, especially since it can't be seen, as we found out there in that initial series. But you see off the bat here, BMG going aggressive into the Legion jungle. And they actually are going to be trying to block some camps. So, again, they're going against that War Beast. Obviously, they know that. And right off the bat, you see right here the Ward aside. I'm guessing that blocks the yellow camp right there. And, again, War Beast kind of one of those. Has a difficult time farming those heavier camps earlier on, especially if it's something like a Catman champion. or whatnot. So we'll see. I mean, you look at the blocks here. What does I hear? A ward of Rev to block the pole camp. So Warbeast has 2 camps to work with here off the bat. What you got? I mean, at the same time, you got to be used to this, which I'm sure he is, especially being a Warbeast player and whatnot, a jungler in general. So how will he deal with it is the question. He does have a Rev ward on him, so he's going to be able to, hopefully, ideally, get at least one of those wards to open up one of those camps. But overall, the lanes are set up to be, you got Drunken Empath mid. It's going to be Chipper with Behemoth up here. So, again, kind of interesting. But now your everyday setup. But Chipper actually pulling the creep wave into the side camp. And then you have Fuzzy Sloth on Magnus playing at the suicide roll up there. So, as far as the first camp goes, pretty decent camp here in the end. He got the Skeleton King to work with. So, again, it wasn't something like that Campman Champion spawn. Instead has a Skeleton King, and that's doable there. As far as his start is concerned, still has a rep ward, though, so we'll have to wait and see where that eventually is placed. Now, Riftwalker, he makes a rotation to the middle lane. Figuring Corrupted Disciple, he's having more than a good time down here. He doesn't need his help. Makes sense. Now, Bubbles, Riftwalker, again, kind of the awkward setup, though, at the same time, against this Empath Drunken Master. But it is your case of where does Riftwalker go in the end? This is kind of give and take here. I mean, at the same, he is going to be leeching experience here from Bubbles, and I don't think they're going to really have the highest kill potential unless Empath completely gets out of position. So you could argue if this is ultimately the best choice here in the end, but it is what it is, and obviously, you know, the options are pretty limited. It's either this or just stay at the bottom lane and not do a whole lot in the end. As you see right here, I mean, Corrupted Disciple by all means can box out Wretched Hag with that conduit of his. Hag forces used to blink and going to stand his ground for now, knowing that the conduit, of course, is on cooldown. So, Chipper versus Magnus, though, up here. Again, kind of a Behemoth support. Looks like he's been somewhat active in the jungle, though, currently. And actually, Magnus stunning in right there, doing some good damage. But Behemoth going to be just more of a jungling Behemoth here in the end. Going to try to make... He had a creep wave, I believe, initially to work with that we saw that was pulled off the bat. And thus, he's able to get a little bit of farm there as well as experience. But it's not necessarily going 100% efficiently by any means. Interested to see how this kind of progresses here as far as Hans going to play this Behemoth. If he goes for another pull, or maybe he looks to set up a gank, and looks like the answer is set up a gank, but he's spotted by the ward aside coming towards the middle lane. So I would think Riftwalker and Bubbles should be more than fine here as far as them having pressure. When you jump in. All right, let me see. I might actually have a co-caster here to help out. Okay, cool. Let's do this. I'm going to get Mini Maggot back on. It looks like their series is over, so...
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, right, we just lost. What's up?
We just lost?
It's a quick...
Hey, it was a grand final, so...
Yeah, it's a pretty quick loss, though, but...
Yeah. Who were you playing?
I can't actually remember the team, but they're kind of... They play a lot. I can't actually remember the team name. But
you left a party by chance? Was it those guys?
No, it wasn't them. I don't know. They were pretty decent. Or better than us, we lost, but clearly though, I threw the game so I could come back and cast pretty much. That was
obviously.
That's clearly what I did. Yeah. Anyway, so what we got here, BMG.
Yeah, BMG obviously versus The Last of Us. Again, this is of course game number 2. BMG up 1-0. So yeah, as you see right here, I've been kind of noticing some interesting things, including not only the Behemoth pickup here on the Hellboy side of the kind of their lane setup, but also the main support Riftwalker, where she's ending up. Warbeast, his camps, a lot of his camps were blocked off the bat, but he's making do with what he's got. So that's kind of like what I've been looking at across the board here between these two teams. But no, I mean, so what about you? Absorbing information, seeing what's going on, anything?
One thing that's really weird. Dual lane Chipper Behemoth.
Yeah.
It's like a new thing. I haven't seen this before. Yeah, that's really weird, but I guess it can work though, because it's like I'm assuming Behemoth is just going to try and pull and get as much XP and farm anyway, and then it's kind of just a single lane between Chipper and Magnus, I guess.
He did off the bat. Well, more so Chipper did, but I think Behemoth kind of took it over off the bat once the lane kind of went back its way. So, kind of, but.
And then they just dual mid. Yeah, dual mid with the empath. Oh, jump mid lane. Oh, Bubbles.
Bubbles barely puts away in time. So yeah, very, very close right there. So yeah, the empath Drunken Master though, obviously middle lane. Now, Riftwalker initially came to the middle lane, and I was kind of, I didn't know if I liked that in the end. It's kind of an awkward dual lane setup, but.
Yeah, Bubbles, Riftwalker. Like, Riftwalker isn't the strongest support or the strongest lane to support. That's why we saw Willowkeeper, they sort of jungle it, because it's not the strongest hero on lane, really. It doesn't have a set stun, and just overall isn't as strong as, say, like a Luna or Glacius. So yeah, that would have been a little bit weird. But it looks like Legion have got like quite strong, heavy sort of late game with Corrupted and Warbeast, though. I mean, Hellborn obviously have the sort of slice of late game as well, of Drunken and Wretched Hag, but we've got the Chipper and Behemoth. I guess when it comes to the mid game, there'll be a lot of action, a lot of kills on the way of BMG. Actually, middle lane, Drunken.
He's going to do full duration, not long enough. That had to be like so close to not being able to port. For how long he was held, but he is able to port. That's what matters, obviously. Ooh, Wretched Hag, she blinks away though before she gets cut off there. So he does have to go back to base, but at least he stays alive.
Talking about Limp, I was playing with Mazera in the final. He sounds just like Limp. I don't know if you know that. But
oh yeah.
He sounds like he's like twin brother. Honestly, he sounds like Jesse and Limp, and just sound exactly the same. Apparently, Mazera lives like 5 doors down from Limp as well. That's what he says.
They all sound the same apparently over there.
Yeah, but they sound exactly the same. They're probably like twin brothers or something, but they didn't actually know each other. That's really weird. But anyway, go back to the game. That's just random facts there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top lane, I mean, Magnus isn't going to get much. Like, even if he was solo against the Chipper would absolutely destroy him. But going against Behemoth as well, he's going to be even worse off. But the way it stands, though, like you know, 007 or Last of Us. Oh, top lane, Magnus might be in trouble. They're trying to set him up.
Yeah, he's kind of he knows he's in an awkward spot. He uses a quick steam bath, a quick stun out, but now he gets caught with the fissure. It's not a block necessarily. The rockets collide. The dot damage ticking. One more auto attack has the bottle charge. His chainsaws come out though, and he's like, screw this. I just want this kill. It is a bloodlust kill too, so obviously that is huge. But yeah, he got between a rock and a hard place, as the saying goes.
Yeah, like when you're that far up, like look at the aggression here on from Hellborn. This lane especially is so strong. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Magnus just doesn't come back to this lane though. Like if he goes past like almost this sort of river, he's gonna die almost. Like he needs to wait for the creep to come back, because he just was caught up for sort of pushing too far up, and as a result ends up dropping. But I was gonna say before that kill happened though, like the golden XP was definitely in favour of the Last of Us because of that jungle factor, and even if it stayed like that, it would be even more in favour of the Last of Us because they have the late game. But I mean, BMG's such an aggressive team anyway, so they're not going to sit back and farm. Actually, as we can see, even more ganks coming bot.
We saw that all coming. 4 players down here. They're reporting in. Now, Crypt Disciple saw somebody run by the red river in the river. Initially, an empath it was, but you know, it wasn't really enough information to be like, oh, I need to sit way back. He was kind of still poking out a little bit, and obviously that ended up being his death right there. So speaking of aggressive play, they're doing that. And again, obviously, I know you missed game number 1, but let's just say BMG was just right from the get-go, very aggressive, and it did not stop. So thus the game 1 victory, and kind of setting the same trend here. And in game number 2, you see Chipper wants to still make some plays. But the other thing I noted too, Chipper being played by Fuzi here in this case, not Jonas a fan, but obviously he's off to a very good start here.
Yeah, I think both of them play quite a lot of Chipper actually. I know they're both sort of fond of the heroes. It's just Jonas and fan plays the suicide Chipper normally. But no, like this draft isn't too bad. It's just as long as maybe the Last of Us can hold on around like 15-20 minutes, they can get their shrunken heads up. Like even Hag, although he's sort of late game hero, he doesn't really offer much when the enemy team has shrunken heads. So as long as Last of Us can maybe hold on, wait for the late game, they definitely have the presence here. In the late game, definitely could take this game. It's just the problem is if they can survive and hold on though, because there's a lot of sort of gank potential and aggression coming up from BMG. Hag even rotating mid actually, and top lane Magnus might be in trouble. Yeah,
there's initiation actually on both sides, so I'm going to wait for the middle lane here. We do see Bubbles. He used the Kelphin already. He shelters backwards. Wretched Hag Sono Scream, not going to be enough damage though. She needs to fall back. The big wall off though. Bubbles has nowhere to go but fight. He ends up dying in the end, and here goes the Drunken Master Chase. Untouchables activated. They're just going to sit on Riftwalker. One more auto attack. Okay, the extra auto attack actually. Yeah, he takes some good tower damage there, but no TPs to be had, of course. And in the end, he is cleaned up.
And that's kind of the problem sometimes you see with a lot of like late game oriented lineups, because like you've got the Warbeast here. He's farming well, yeah, but like he can't help if his teams are getting dived. And BMG have realised that, so they can just easily dive mid and top, and as a result they can just secure the kills. I mean, Corrupted Disciple could TP in, but I don't think he had a TP in at the time. But even if he TPs in, it's like, okay, he's going to TP in, then what? Just use Electric Tide. It's not going to do much. Maybe scare him away, but he can't really set anything up because he doesn't have a stun. And the same with like Warbeast. Even if he did TP in, he would be completely useless, really. Yeah. They're going into Magnus top lane again, actually.
Yeah, he took some good damage off the bat. No rockets have been used, but he is out of mana. Thus why Fuzzy Sloth, he's in trouble though. The auto attack's doing plenty. He's going to live, though. Eruption being channeled. They're going to turn this on to Behemoth, it looks like. Yes, they will. Beautiful play by Fuzzy Sloth in the end. Sets up the juke, and again, channels the Eruption to get the kill. So at least Chipper gets away, but big counter kill onto Behemoth nonetheless. And plays like that you need, especially with a start earlier for BMG.
Yeah.
Gonna slow them down.
I mean, although the TP did come in from CD, that was all Magnus though. Really, like I don't think CD even got an assist. No, he didn't. That was all Magnus. Like, and obviously that sort of just goes back to the point that even if CD does TP and like he doesn't offer that much, obviously they still killed, but that was more just to the sake of Magnus, if that makes sense. But yeah, and I think BMG, I've sort of realised that stuff. They're just trying to try and get aggressive. I said obviously I think Legion have the better late game, so they have to push it or try and hit a timing before it's too late. Almost actually Drunken going in mid.
Yeah, he wants to get the Scone of Bubbles again, but no, the line of sight just a little bit too much of an issue there. And he does survive in the end. And actually, here come the Hellhounds to maybe get a little bit of presence, but no gank to be had. Drunken Master already falling back. So, what you got, going to just continue to farm. He's got the Abyssal Skull. Now he's got Boots as well. Top lane, a big dive at the tower, but that Conduit kind of kicking in now. Chipper dropping as a result. And yeah, he's going to be on the run. He will kite away in the end, but...
Oh, mid lane.
Dive towers. It's just action continues. Drunken Master.
Yeah.
He's fine, though.
Yeah, and that's what BMG have to do. They realise that at the moment they're kind of stronger because they can't TP in, or Legion can't really TP in and help. And so they're just trying to put as much aggression as possible in both lanes, pretty much. Drunken here with the invis, you might try and say, well, they're going in on this Empath middle lane.
Yeah, Behemoth is coming in with the flank, though. This could backfire on the Legion team big time. In fact, there's the open and a Riftwalker in the background. The Fidget Stun comes out. They get the one cone Empath, but at what cost here? Ulti form from what you got. The Bat Blast coming out by Corrupt to the side blast. He's joining the party, and Drunken Master now dropping low. He's just a little bit too fast, though. Warbies cannot chase him down, and Behemoth has a Fidget Stun in 2 seconds. Gonna maybe go for a wall off on Corrupted right here. Running uphill with those Striders. Kind of sees him, but yeah, it's just not the best angle.
Oh, he might be in trouble.
Go for it.
Just
out of range.
That was gonna be. Yeah, I mean that only went quite well for Last of Us actually because Chipper didn't have a TP. It was actually on cooldown. Oh,
okay.
Drunken.
Yeah, him not being there, pretty big deal. And Drunken will survive in the end, but again, very, very close. Is that him TPing in now? No, it's canceled actually. Whoever that was.
Yeah, it was Chipper. He didn't need to come in there. But yeah, like you saw them, like kind of actually uncharacteristic of BMG. They sort of took a team fight when they all went ready. Chipper just had a TP CD. I think he TP to the lane, which just can be an issue. I know initiators try like when it gets into the mid game, it's kind of dangerous to TP to a lane just to farm it, because if you need to TP to another lane to sort of help an anti-gank, then obviously you can't because you use the TP to farm a lane, and I think that's what happened here with Fuzi. Actually, middle lane they're going in again.
Yeah, they're going to dive on a Diglett here. He gets the Shell Surf off, but again the Fidget Stun comes through. Down he goes. Riftwalker also going down, and now BMG all 5 are here. Corrupt Disciple, he's left alone. Swiftland, he doesn't stand a chance. The Electric Tide comes out. Obviously too much of a scare, but yeah, especially once Fuzi is there, plenty of damage to be had from BMG. He's also level 11 now. Jeez, he has really had a hell of a start here, and they're just easily going to push this top tower, or middle tower, excuse me, as well. So yeah, Chipper's presence most certainly being felt, despite not being at that last fight there in the previous to that one. Warby's bottom lane, he's going to harass Wretched Hag a little bit. I think he's going to get killed. Actually, maybe. He's going to go ulti for him. He's going to go for it. Hag doesn't have another blink for another 7 seconds. Comes with the Hellhounds on the other side. But you do see the right-click damage that he's able to do. Wretched Hag is going to probably end up falling. Yes, he will. The Fissure Stone was a half a second late. That would have been good, too, because it split him up.
And yeah. Tip you out. What you got there? I think like he actually knows the math exactly on if he can kill him or not. Like that was his ult. It was just about finishing his last ult attack. Just survived the end up killing Head. So well played coming out from what you got, and that's what they need. Like the Last of Us, I said before, like they've got the late game, but they don't have a lot of early presence. And these few kills mean so much more for the Last of Us in comparison to BMG. Like 1 kill for the Last of Us almost equates to 2 kills coming out from BMG, just because they have the superior late game. And BMG not going to stop the aggression now. They're going to try and maybe set something up on this Corrupted Disciple if they can catch him.
Now, yeah, Behemoth, he doesn't wall in time, though. Yeah, he didn't really see him, so Corrupted Disciple is going to be fun. Good job on his part. Just running back in the lane instead of trying to hide in those trees, because if he was, you can see right there, they were ready to dive him. Middle lane push in the meantime, actually, so some counter-pushing coming out from the Legion side, and actually BMG going to retreat the bottom push as a result. They don't want to defend this. You do see Behemoth getting over there.
BMG want to fight. Like if Last of Us going to push, they'd gladly take a fight.
Oh wow, they find Corrupted Disciple. They saw him initially coming over this direction. Chipper on top of him. The chainsaws come out, and Corrupted Disciple most likely is going to be picked off. Now there is some middle action as the Rockets finish him off. Yeah, middle lane though. Drunken Master untouchable. Out the Bat Blast comes out, hits multiple heroes. Nobody dying just yet though. Wretched Hag still somewhat alive. Magnus kind of in the background as well. He's just going to hide for now. Chipper is currently somewhat low on mana. Warby's out of ulti form. He's going to be auto-attacked down to death. Not much more he could have done. Bubbles gets the kill on a Behemoth. They're going to try to be in pursuit on him, but he does have that haste rune up, so maybe not the Rockets. Oof, maybe some godlike Rockets, but not to be had here at this point. Although he runs right past the ward aside, so they know exactly where he is right now. Another rocket from Fuzi. Yep, he's got the angle right here. Right in the face. Oh, little did Diglett know he was right there. All right.
Yeah, what you got to pick off the Curry as well. A slight minor victory, but in the end, again, BMG coming out ahead, and that's the problem. Like, Last of Us don't really want a team fight unless they can get really Strunkens maybe on the Corrupted Disciple and Warbeast. Like, once they get Strunken heads, it's only the Drunken Master really coming into effect and doing anything really, and I think till then they should need to dodge. And I know they were trying to split push, which is the right thing to do because BMG were pushing bottom, but without BMG having any pushing factor, they push so slowly. So I think Last of Us need to sort of take it slower when they push and get back when BMG try and TP in, because otherwise they're going to sort of take the team fight and lose because they don't have the items yet to take a team fight and beat BMG. And at the moment, Last of Us are almost playing into BMG's hands because BMG want to fight and Last of Us are sort of giving them the opportunity in middle lane.
Yep, Bubbles, he just melts right there. That's almost overkill at the same time. I mean, I think he wasn't dead without the chainsaws, to be honest, but really just getting the job done. It's a fairly shorter cooldown, of course. We see Chippers even use that to farm every now and then, and easy tower kill middle lane as well as a result. So, Bubbles, 20 more seconds resurrection timer. Yeah, again, Warbeast, he can fight if they need him to, and they definitely probably need him to right now. In fact, he's going to ulti form, and now the wall off. That's the thing with that ulti form. As fast as it is, if there's walls in the way, you can't go around the Russian main channel. The Behemoth Fissure Stun cancels it, though, and Chipper's looking to burst him down. Warbeast is now getting a route to get the hell on out of here. Auto attacks from Wretched Hag, not going to be enough. He is that ulti form, though. A little bit of creep block coming out. There is kind of two fights going on. Back to this one over here. Chipper is picked off, actually, so a big turnaround kill right there. But no, Warbeast does fall when it's all said and done. Actually, they're not done just yet. Look at Drunken Master diving deep into the base because he knew that he had a free kill on a Riftwalker, and Wretched Hag's going to port out as well. So again, they killed Chipper at least, but they lose 3 heroes in the process. So mathematically, not the best outcome there.
Yeah, and this is the awkward thing. Now they've got BMG have got sort of the initiation tool. They've got PK on Chipper, and Behemoth is closing in on his portal key as well. And this is just going to be the harder thing. Like I said, Last of Us want to try and dodge and split push as much as possible. But now BMG have got their sort of initiation. It's even harder for them to sort of run away because they can obviously catch them up with like the Chipper and the Behemoth. And Last of Us are not winning these team fights unless they get Strungens and Corrupted and Warbeast, and they're so far away from getting those. Actually, Bubbles might be in trouble as well.
This is an interesting spot to be in. I mean, Behemoth kind of just holding hands with him. He's kind of faking the stun right here. He's trying to get him to.
Oh my god!
Oh jeez.
That was so well played. Like
that was.
He's trying to like stagger the chip, the stun from Chipper's rockets. Oh, that was so well played going up from Handskin.
Yep.
But like they're still going in as well.
Yeah, they are going to be going in onto Magnus. Actually, he uses a quick steam bath to disorient a little bit, but not long enough. He gets a stun off, so he's going to survive initially. Probably going to end up falling, though, in the end. Oh, the Bat Blast misses, actually. So Fuzzy Sloth is able to survive initially. And in the background over here, they do pick off Corrupted Disciple, though. They're trying to fight back. No counter kills happening. They finally finish off Magnus. And now back over here once again. Behemoth kind of trapped in. Warbeast putting plenty of damage. But now Warbeast in trouble. Oh, he walks on the... I'll just go down this cliff that's not supposed to be here. And I'll be fine.
And BMG are just so aggressive, and the Last of Us, it feels almost like the Last of Us are trying to fight. Like they don't. Obviously, BMG are doing the right thing. They're farming heroes almost and trying to take team fights. But at the same time, it's almost like it takes 2 to tango. Like it takes 2 teams to take a team fight almost. Like, and I think the Last of Us aren't really putting enough emphasis to try and split push because they can't team fight, and yet they're still getting picked off. I know it's hard to run away, but at the same time, it feels a little bit like the Last of Us are trying to team fight as well, just with the spells they're using and things like that.
Again, they do get the 1 kill right there, so at least signs of hope for the Last of Us indeed. as far as picking off Wretched Hag. Did he buy back? He bought back instantly. I love it. Jonas, a fan, just like, yeah, I don't want to sit here. I'm going to buy back and come back into the game, and that's what he does. Obviously, BMG feeling pretty good overall about the situation and what they're bringing to the table here. Arcana just picked up on Chipper with this said. There's the full Shrunken Head. Speaking of that item, it's actually picked up on Drunken Master, so you're talking about Uncorrupted and Warbeast being big. They're not even close to it. And Drunken has one himself, so it's kind of rubbing it in right there, but obviously a very good pickup for him. Middle lane, Corrupted Disciple. He should be fine. Yeah, he's going to be fine for now, at least. There's a stun, but on the wrong side. He does have a portal key, by the way, on Behemoth, and he is level 11, so that's another thing now that they're going to have to worry about, and I feel like that's going to be coming up right here. Yep, here goes the engagement. They put the... Nope, nothing, actually. Warbeast with the ulti form. I thought they hexed him for a second, but some random sheepstick coming out. But no, he goes ulti form, runs away, not doing a whole lot with it right now. He goes back in, kinda, and the commitment on a Corrupted Disciple, again, just smelled so fast. Without a Shrunken Head, he just cannot mitigate anything. And Chipper doesn't even care. Fuzi's going all in right here. He gets the kill. That's going to come at a cost, most likely. Drunken Master coming in. More will it. Oh, my God. Fuzi's going to live. The Wormhole coming out from Riftwalker, but the counter Behemoth ultimate, and that's the job done. GG, well played.
I'm pretty sure that's GG. Like, BMG, they've done exactly it. The GG ball plays do come out, but yeah, BMG just this is the perfect BMG lineup. They just love aggression. They hate farming Simba. They just want to farm hero kills pretty much. And the Last of Us didn't put enough emphasis and enough pressure or focus to try and dodge team fights. And in the end, they sort of played into BMG's hand, and as a result, lost.
That they did. Yeah. Again, Team not Team USA. The Last of Us. Kind of called Team USA early, but The Last of Us. Obviously, they came into this series. They did lose the initial series against Reason Gaming, 2-1, and BMG coming off their victory. But still, I mean, they put up a good fight. But yeah, clearly BMG. Like I was kind of bringing it up before you did come on. It seems like BMG rode kind of a momentum wave here. They lost against Willowkeeper in the first game. Maybe not playing their best game. Sure, Willowkeeper played great, but as that series progressed on, and by the end they were looking pretty good. And then game one of this series, they were looking near their top notch as we're used to seeing them. And that kind of progressed into game two, too. So I think they're back and looking pretty strong once again, to say the least, is the ultimate point I'm making there, I guess. But yeah, BMG obviously looking strong and thus taking the 2-0 victory over The Last of Us right there. So that does mean our Sunday here is going to be coming to an end, as far as carving out of our Pro League coverage is concerned. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Again, BMG taking both the series really they played today, but still overall good series to watch. And even with that game 3 we got to jump into with The Last of Us versus Reason, some fun happening right there. But Mini Maggot, appreciate joining later on in this series as well as earlier.
Fun no problem, man. It's good fun. Good fun.
Indeed. But with that said, as far as coverage goes, guys, so actually, again, this week, it's kind of an interesting week because with a lot of reschedules happening and everything, there is supposed to be a match every day but Friday coming up this week, including on the weekend, multiple matches, of course, that are set to happen. In fact, pulling the screen on your screen real quickly, guys, or the site, I should say. Again, you can check it out for yourself on tour.com. Go to the Pro League tab and check out the events and everything, the full schedule here. So week 3 we got here. So again, tomorrow, June 30th, CiC versus Reason Gaming, actually. They're going to be playing tomorrow, and we will be covering that here on Honcast. That is set for 1 p.m. Eastern, 1900 Central European Time. So,
that's going to be a really good game.
Oh, yeah. Actually. Yeah, Reason's been looking really strong again. And
Vindicator, man. Vindicator.
That's true.
Don't believe.
that was that really good best of 3, wasn't it, that they played. So
we've had some great games, actually, in this last period.
We have, yeah. No, we've had a lot of 3-game series in general. I was mentioning that earlier, and that's been playing out. So it's definitely been a fun cycle, too, so far for the Conjure out of our Pro League. But, yeah, so that's tomorrow. And then, as you can see, again, the matches follow up into the weekend of the weekend. Now, with that said, I want to just make this clear right here. I'll reiterate it again tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town, actually, starting on Tuesday. So we are going to be covering tomorrow's match, CiC versus Reason, but I'm not going to be here, so Honcast's not going to be covering throughout the rest of this week into the weekend. I'll be back for week 4, though, but there will be community casters, of course, kind of stepping up and casting those matches in between for the week 3 matches. So we'll give you guys more information on that via our Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, and whatever's going to be happening there. But just a quick update on that as far as what's happening there. So, but tomorrow should be fun. CiC versus Reason, as you were talking about, we saw earlier in the season, one of the better series we've had in a long time, actually. Those two teams going at it. So looking forward to those guys matching up once again. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for the weekend here. The Cards got of our Pro League week number 2 in the books as BMG gets the job done, 2-0 victory over The Last of Us. So that will start bumping BMG up the standings again. They only had the 1 game for the longest time. Now they got 3 games under their belts. They're going to be at 7 points actually after this win, or excuse me, 8 points after this win. So that puts them in 3rd place, but again, they have 1 less match played than their other team.
Yeah, has CiC only lost the 1 game to Willowkeeper? Or have they lost to
They've lost the Reason? The Reason as well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So but at the moment, BMG, in terms of if they win their next game, they're going to be top, right?
Yeah, but it's again, you take that with a grain of salt, because really the biggest thing in there is that CiC and BMG still have to play each other twice.